Hey guys, good morning everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, June 16th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started with our analysis shortly. It's got a couple things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, let me see where we're at right now. It's good. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And set anything up right now. Everyone's trying. So our price pushing up right here. Let me get this link sent out to you guys over here as well. I'll mark liquidity shortly. Give me a second, guys. It's good. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, June 16th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. Go ahead and start marking up liquidity real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with analysis for today. So let me go to the daily time frame. I'm not going to mark up all of the liquidity, guys, because it's not really necessary, right? Looking at where price is currently at, there's only so many levels that are going to get hit. So I'm going to do this really quick just so that we have, whatever the closest levels, probably mark the first 2 levels, and then we'll go from there. So. It's good. 8 hour. So I don't know if we'll get liquidity today, guys. We had the Fed speaking this morning. We got some news coming up at 7. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm even going to be taking any trades today. We'll check it out, but we'll have to really play by ear to see how this ends up moving today. 1 hour. Yeah, so the market was like kind of dead pre-market. I was following it, and then it just started picking back up to the bullish side. So I think it pretty much wiped out all the possible nearby liquidity. But I mean, we'll see if there's anything close by that may possibly get hit. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't think there's going to be too much crazy liquidity today or too much volatility at that because today is Friday, and I think there's just one news event today. Yeah, all the top liquidity got knocked out. If anything, I would have wanted a top liquidity, but it's not looking like it. So we'll see. Yeah, this liquidity just got knocked out, so it's not going to be useful anymore. I think the bias is bullish today. That's another reason why I'm kind of like not too keen to take any sells today, but we'll see. I'll still mark it up if it does come up, but I probably won't necessarily be taking the trade. All right. Yeah, there's no top liquidity. As you guys can see, I didn't mark up any top liquidity today. It's a lot of liquidity sitting down below, but I don't know if it'll actually get hit. Or if it does get hit, I don't know if it'll be very strong. All right, guys, so market is opening in about a minute. Here's the chart right now. You can see there's no top liquidity. Bias right now is bullish. You can see over here on the shorter time frames and higher time frames, everything's bullish. 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Price is above the pivots. Trend meters are green. Pivots are angling up. Strong bullish bias with regard to the trend. Looking over here at the fundamentals, currently at 45 points. It's bullish neutral. Over here, looking at the sentiments, currently 69% short. So with that said, I probably would want to look for a buy today. There's no buy momentum, there's no buy liquidity. So I don't know if I'll be taking any trades today, guys. I mean, we'll see what happens here, in the next couple minutes or so as price continues to move along. But at the moment, it's just not looking like it. So there we go with that bullish push right there on open. Market is now open. There goes the opening bell. I mean, we'll see where this goes. But as I mentioned, there's liquidity down below, but I don't feel too comfortable taking liquidity down here. It's also like somewhat weak liquidity. It's 15 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, and it's one below that, 2 hour. So I mean, there's decent liquidity, but it's not necessarily in the direction that I want to be taking, because I personally would want to take the trade in that direction. That's my text messages, guys. I'm not taking any trades. So just FYI, there's a little noises. Just talking to one of the guys right now about pre-market moves. So we had a message in the chat from Camo. He was talking about how currency.com is being taken down. I mean, it was bound to happen. I don't know anybody that actually trades on currency.com, like using that broker. If they're not compatible or they're not being used by TradingView, then obviously they're going to take them off if their relationship ends. So I don't know if anybody was still using currency.com, but they're not even on the asset list anymore. If you type in US30, they're not even on here anymore. So they're going to stop carrying them tomorrow. Just FYI, if you guys are not using YM like we are, you guys will have to revert to some other broker here. I don't know which one's good because I haven't used any of these. So I mean, it's just up to your guys' preference. I don't use any of the free ones anymore because they're just not as accurate. The currency.com is probably the best one, but like I mentioned, they're not carrying it anymore, so I can't really give you guys any advice as to like which one to use. Maybe Pepperstone would be good. I don't know about ACAP, maybe ACAP, I don't know. I can't say, guys. So you'd have to test them out, see which one works well for you. But for the most part, I can't really advise you guys which one to use. The only one I can tell you to use is the one that I'm using, which is YM. I'm not going to advise you guys to use something that I'm not using and something that I've never used before. So just to have heads up, guys, if you guys are using the free US30 data, you'll have to just pick one of the ones from the list. It's Blackpool. I don't think Blackpool is that good, but I mean, I don't know. Some people use it. ACAP is okay, I guess. Capital.com, I've seen people use it, and Pepperstone. So, all right, guys, there's just nothing here right now. Let me see who's here so far. Looks like a lot of you guys are here in the chat. Let's see. Morning, Hussein. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Johnny. Morning, CJ. Morning, Van Hartwig. Morning, Art. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Karen. Morning, Søren. Morning, Rick. Morning, Dan. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Let's see. Rashida said 1 hour liquidity just hit for 300 pips. Yeah, so it looks like that one was hit pre-market, looks like, right, Rashida? Yeah, it looks like you put that message at 626. It hit pre-market. That's the entry that I would have taken if it was happening on open, but it happened pre-market. So there's no top liquidity. Bias right now is very bullish, so it's going to be tough because there's no liquidity up top for you guys to take. So like I said earlier, guys, I don't know if I'll be taking any trades today. If you guys want to take trades, feel free. I'll mark up entries if they do come below, because liquidity doesn't necessarily require you to trade in the direction of bias, but it is preferred because you have a better confluence and a better idea as to where price is going to go, especially if you're going for X amount of pips. So we'll see if there's any entries here. If not, it's okay. It's Friday. I guess I can spend today answering questions if there are any questions as we continue to move along with the session, but we'll see, wherever this ends up taking us. Yeah, CJ said it just blasted the daily liquidity as well. Yeah, everything happened pre-market. The Fed was speaking this morning, so I don't know if that kind of affected it. There was some manipulation here pre-market, and then price ended up going all the way back up. Hey, Slav, how's it going? Rick said last night's one-on-one mentoring session was great. Thanks to Allison for letting us join her session. Yeah, definitely, guys. If you guys didn't see the one-on-one mentoring session, the private one with Allison, you guys might want to check that out, because I did explain a lot of stuff regarding liquidity, how I identify market structure, before price reaches liquidity, and little patterns and exercises that you guys can do to identify good entries when you guys are taking liquidity. Because it's a lot of stuff that I can't necessarily teach you guys because the patterns don't happen every day, but there's kind of similar patterns that play out before it reaches areas of liquidity. And I basically explained how you can identify quality from, riskier trades. So if you guys want to watch that, just go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades, or if you go to our website, KodiKaiTrades.com, click on this button right here for YouTube. Go live, and it'll be this one right here, the live private mentoring session with Allison on June 15th. So just an FYI, if you guys want to check it out. You guys don't have to, but you guys aren't going to get any better unless you guys learn from not only your mistakes, but from other people's mistakes. So, all right, price is pretty much just going sideways right here, guys. Not really too much going on. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price over here on the clean chart. But again, like I mentioned, I'm looking for buys here. So I don't know if we're going to get any today, specifically for the liquidity push. We're probably definitely not going to get any buys for liquidity push because there's no buy liquidity right now that's available. And these candles are kind of like all over the place, as you guys can see. It's typical Friday. As you guys know, Mondays and Fridays are the riskier days to trade. Friday, because people are exiting the market, you get a lot of manipulation. Like price will just randomly slump because people are exiting for the weekend. Same with Monday, price will like randomly go up because people are buying, right, or re-entering the market from the weekend as well. So Monday, Fridays are usually some of the riskier days. There's no direction here, as you guys can see. Price is just going sideways on the clean chart. I'm gonna go and mark up opening price over here as well. But yeah, for the most part, there's just nothing. Let me check the calendar. I know there's news at 7 o'clock. There's no news here pre-market. The Fed was speaking at 4:45, but I'm not going to mark it up because it's not news price. We do have news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. Prelim UOM consumer sentiment and prelim UOM inflation expectations. So basically inflation and recession news right here at 7 o'clock coming up. And then we have the Fed monetary policy report, which is tentative. We'll see how that plays out. But we do have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. As you can see, prices coming down. Again, I'm not really looking to take liquidity down here, but if it does come down, I'll mark it up for you guys to see. It's not a very strong liquidity point, it's 15 minutes. So not exactly one that I would personally be looking to take. If you were to take it, I'd probably only go for 100 pips. So here goes, price comes down. As you can see, price is a bit overextended. Price started from up here. It's dropped down about 1,300 pips. If you guys watched the mentoring session yesterday, I explained how to identify overextension. You know, price is way past the 1,000 pip mark right here. So this would be considered overextended for me. If it drops even lower to this point, it's still very overextended for me. This would be overextension. So if you were to look for this trade here for a sell, I would probably look for consolidation right here. I'd look for price to come down, consolidate and range around this area, maybe drop down a little lower, consolidate further, and then come down and hit. This is where I would make the entry. You'd like to see a messy pattern like this. This is what's going to give you the opportunity for entry. So just keep that in mind. If you guys want to listen to my, my one-on-one session with Allison, just check out the video. I explain in detail how I identify overextension and what do I do when I see stuff like that. So this is a perfect example right there of what we discussed yesterday. All right, we got Kenny over here. Kenny took some trades. Looks like some pre-market and then someone open right here. Total profit of 3,787 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. All full TPs. So solid right there. Solid work right there from Kenny, who's just listening to my analysis, took trades, and rode price in that direction. So nice work right there, Kenny. All right, other than that, let me check my FX book real quick. Yeah, we got the news over here, inflation news at 7 o'clock, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the main news for today, 7 o'clock. I don't really see much else happening here. Price is pretty much just going sideways. Let's see, Hussein said, okay, gotcha. All right, guys. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to let me know. Like I mentioned, this this trading day is not really going to provide too many opportunities for us because we mainly focus on liquidity push, but there's no bullish liquidity here. Bias right now is bullish, as you guys can see. Overall trend here is bullish. The 1 hour, the 1 minute is neutral, but the 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, basically every other time frame except the 1 minute is bullish right now. Fundamentals right now are currently 100 points in the green or 75 points, so it's bullish as well. And sentiment here is 69% short. So everything's pointing towards a buy. If anything, you might want to look for a possible V1 variation back to the upside. So if price continues to drop down here, maybe look for that double body hill wicks off the high lows with a pinning momentum, which we do have right now. So that's probably something that you might want to look for if you're looking to take a trade in the direction of bias. But right now, there's just nothing right now. There's not even any lows right here at the moment. There's somebody who like messaged on YouTube and they're like, do you have to have ads every 5 minutes? I'm like, we don't control what YouTube advertises on videos. Guys, so I don't have control over like what YouTube does on the videos. I don't know if people realize that, but we can't control if there's ads or no ads on the videos on YouTube, guys. If you guys want no ads, you guys would have to go on the Zoom. That's like another benefit. I can't say for sure because I don't have any control over it, but YouTube has it's their website. They can do what they want. So guys, just a heads up, if you guys are wondering, I don't have any control of like how many ads go on YouTube. That's kind of weird that it goes up every 5 minutes. That's a lot of ads. So that seems like a person, like an individual. They might be targeting that person directly. But yeah, guys, I don't have control like over commercials or any of that stuff that happens on the videos. So just a heads up. I don't have. It's not. I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm here on the live session trading. So. I mean, I guess if people are watching the videos, YouTube's going to do that, but I don't have any control over that, guys. uBlock. Okay, Edwin said uBlock. So I guess there's applications to block ads. I don't necessarily go on YouTube like to watch stuff, so I'm not familiar with how ads come up, but gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Delicia said ads only show up on your first login. It's an individual issue. Yeah, it might just be that person. But yeah, I don't have any control of that, guys. Sorry if it does come up. I wish I could control that, but I can't. Yeah, Kevin said the same thing. He said he only sees ads when he starts the live, but he doesn't get it while I'm streaming. Yeah, I have no idea, guys. Yeah. See, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I don't have anything to look at today. My main bias for today is bullish. I'll go ahead and put the overall bias here again so that you guys can see. As you guys know, I mean, you don't need to trade in the direction of bias, but I personally think it helps. Today's overall bias, retail sentiment, fundamental bias, short-term technical bias, long-term technical bias. All right, so I'll go over this one by one for you guys who are new here and you guys are not familiar with like how I personally identify bias. So retail sentiment, first off, we'll start off with that. Right here is retail sentiment. You can see that it shows 68% short. This indicates that 68% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically, on this side, how we trade, we like to do the opposite of the majority of people because the majority of people don't do well at trading, right? So if there's only about like 10% of people who are actually successful at trading, you want to do the opposite of what the 90% are doing, which is selling. Not necessarily 90%, but the majority of them are selling. So it currently shows 68% short right here. Typically want to do the opposite, buy. So for my retail sentiment, I'm going to put bullish. And then I'm going to put 68% short. Fundamental bias over here, typically, I'm going to go over to CNBC. I look at the number over here for the Dow, it's currently plus 57. In order for it to be bullish, in my opinion, I need it to be above 100 points and consistently stay above there, not necessarily anywhere in between, but it needs to be above 100 and stay there, either above or below 100 and stay above that area or below that area in order for it to be bullish or bearish. So right now it's 50 points, so that I'm going to consider this neutral. So this is neutral. I'm not going to put, well, I'll just put like 50 points or whatever. Short-term technical bias, I'll go over here to the time frames. For the short term, I use the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10-minute time frame. As you can see over here, that price is below the pivots on the 1 minute. So this initiates short-term bearish bias. Trend meter down below is blue. This means it's neutral. Depending on where the pivots are angling up, down, sideways, that's going to indicate whether it's bullish or bearish or bias. So you use those three confluences to identify the direction of trend. The 1 minute right here is bearish. 5 minute here is neutral. It's right in between. Pivots are going sideways. Trend meter is green, but it looks like it may turn blue. Also, the 10-minute over here is neutral as well. So with that said, we have a, I guess, neutral bias for the short-term trend. You can see right here that price is getting close to the liquidity zone, guys. I wouldn't take the trade right away yet because you can see how price broke out into this area. It was consolidating for a bit here. I would wait for a bit more consolidation and then look for the entry. If price touches it, I'd probably wait for the retracement and then come back down for correction. So right here, price is touching liquidity. Looks how it's bouncing directly off the blue line, right? I wouldn't enter right here. I'd wait for price to pull back a little bit. I mean, price may shoot through, but to be on the safer side, I would wait for the fake out, because I feel like a fake out would happen here. I mean, I could be wrong, but for me, I'm more on the conservative side, and you can see right there, it is faking out. It's doing exactly what I just said. So, I've been trading this asset every day for like 5 to 7 years, and I've seen this pattern play out time and time again. So right there, I wait for it to pull back. And then when it does come back down, that's where I would make the entry. If I was looking to enter this, I'm not really looking to enter any sells right now because the bias is so strong for a buy, and it's just overextended. So right here is a fake out, like I mentioned. I would have waited for it, wait for it to pull back a little bit, and there we go, the fake out. Nice fake out right there. And we see this pattern play out almost every day. Now, if price does come back down, like if you really want to put a sell stop right there, you could. And then if price comes back down and retest the area, it's probably going to blast right through. On top of that, this was a weak liquidity. It was 15-minute liquidity. Typically, I like liquidity that's like 1 hour and above, because that's like stronger liquidity. But you're not always going to get that. Camo's asking, how do you get YM on TradingView? So you go to your billing settings, Camo, add extra market data. For YM, we purchase the CME data. So it's about like $4 a month, I think. $4 a month for it. I mean, it works wonders. The data here is pretty solid. So that's how you would sign up for it. Okay, so price is coming back down. If you guys are looking to enter this, I'll follow it. I'm not going to take a trade. I'm just giving you guys my analysis here. I don't need this is probably going to play out, but for me, I'm pretty happy with my profits for this week, and not necessarily looking to risk more than I need to. Let's see. Aiden said, "Hey Sean, I did mark up this liquidity right here because I didn't think enough candles had passed it on the 10 or 15. So if you go to the 15-minute time frame, yeah, it hasn't touched it. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3. Not enough is touched on the 15. Nor the 10, it looks like. Or I mean, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like, and let me see. The way to confirm it, and again, this is like another thing that like it would have to. So I can't give you guys a specific number for it to establish as being established or not, right? Because the only way to really identify if it's been established is if you go back to the 15. So for example, I go back to the 15-minute time frame over here, and see how I had the high low marked up right there. Price touched it and it didn't disappear. So if price has touched it and it hasn't disappeared, that pretty much confirms that it's been established. That's like the main way to do it, Aiden. So I had a feeling that this here wasn't going to get tested, and that's why I marked it up. In a lot of instances, if price was close to it already, and it was like say for example, this candle was right down here and I marked it up and it hasn't touched it yet, I probably wouldn't have identified it. But because price was like way up here, I was like, okay, price is never going to come down and touch this, at least not for the next, 3, 4, 5 candles. That's why I marked it up. So that's how I marked it up there. You're never going to really know until it touches it, and then you check, and if it's still there, then it hasn't disappeared, then yeah, it's been established. But it's just different. It depends on the market conditions and how things are moving. So guys, right here, price is going sideways. This is exactly what we were waiting for, right? Price consolidated, broke out, consolidated, and now when it comes back down for the retest, I'm expecting this to actually push through. So yeah, if you guys want to follow through with it, I mean, I'm not going to take the trade. I just wanted to show you guys, but I do think this will play out. And here we go, as price pushes through right here. Let's see if it actually breaks through it. So we'll see. This is a retest right here. We'll see if it actually goes through. I'm not in the position because, as I mentioned, I don't like trading against the bias. Bias isn't required, but the bias is still bullish for me here. So short-term bias is neutral. Long-term bias is bullish. So if you look over here and you add these up, and there you go, price is pushing through. Let's see if it hits the full TP. And it looks like it's about to push through. Not yet. Anyways, so like I was saying earlier, guys, I like to trade in the direction of overall bias. It's not required, but for me personally, I like to trade where I feel confident. I don't feel confident in any sells right now, but looking at this over here, you can see that it's currently retail sentiment's bullish, fundamental bias is neutral, short-term bias is neutral, and long-term technicals are bullish. So with that said, it's still bullish. It's not very strong, but it is still bullish, in my opinion. So I'm not really looking to take anything against the bias, because I do think price will push up. It might not happen right now, like at this very second, but eventually I'm expecting it to correct back up. And I don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the market. So that's why I personally do not want to, I wouldn't really want to take it. It's not a very strong bullish bias, but it is still bullish. Let's see. Andrew is asking if there's a V1 variation here. So there is a V1 right there. That is a V1. But again, it's not one that I would personally take because I want the bias to be a little bit stronger. If the short-term technicals were bullish, then I probably would have taken it. But I mean, it looks like it's probably going to hit. It looked like it already did hit. Yeah, V1 variation right there for a buy. Already full TP, the one that Andrew identified. So let me take a look at the bias again over here. Yeah, I mean, it's bullish neutral, but it's not very strong. It's just risky, right? Because I want to take a trade when I'm like pretty confident with how it's moving. Right now, I'm not too confident. Price can really go either direction, but the bias right now is not too strong. I mean, it's there, but it's not like super bullish. Like if we had short-term technical bias that was bullish, then great. If we had fundamentals that were also bullish, great. But it's kind of neutral right now. Let's see. Eunice is asking, do you recommend taking the high-level momentum? Possibly, but it's really close to news right here, Eunice. So this line right here at 7 o'clock is news. So you're probably gonna get the high-level momentum around that time period between this period right here. Typically I don't trade like 5 minutes before news, so I don't think you're gonna get it before that. But yeah, I mean, if it plays out and it looks like it's solid and it lines up properly, like before, like not too close to news price, then yeah, I'd probably take it. The only problem here is that also we have a lower high right here in between. So, I mean, it would have to break past it, which it probably would, because the pivots are right there. So price would have to push past that area. Or I mean, I think it's already too late. It's already pushed so far away from it that this is already irrelevant, but that's just something that I see right now. Because this area right here is something that price can bounce off, right? I'm just very overcautious. You guys know how I am. Like whenever I analyze stuff, I really analyze it deeply to make sure that there's no possibility of it doing the opposite. But I mean, we'll see. Anyways, let me mark this up right here. So yeah, if you want to take Eunice, you can, but it's really getting really close to news price right here. It's 655 now. It's actually really close to news price. All right, so there it goes. Price pushes up. I mean, it might happen right here, Eunice. If you guys want to take this high level momentum scalp, I'll mark it up for you guys. Again, it's not one that I'm personally going to take because it's too close to news price. News is going to happen right here at 7 o'clock. But this is a high level momentum scalp that is currently pending right now. If the candle closes with a buy signal, then it's possibly going to be a high level momentum scalp. A candle does look a little big too. So yeah, the candle is a little too big. Candle open right there. I mean, we'll follow it, but again, it's so close to news price. News is going to happen at 7 o'clock and it's high impact news too. It's not a low impact news event. So when price gets near this area right here to news, I mean, one of two things will happen. It's either going to blast right through to TP or it's going to blast right down to stop loss. I don't like taking my trades at risk. Like whenever I take a trade, I want to be fully confident and I want to make sure that it's actually going to play out how it's supposed to. But when you trade it near news, you kind of put your trade at risk because you guys know how price moves when it gets like news price. It's not there yet, but it's going to be there in about 4 minutes. When price gets near news price, it can easily, push in either direction. So I wouldn't necessarily mess with it for me personally. I mean, it'll probably hit TP, but again, like I mentioned, it's not necessarily one that I would be looking to take for multiple reasons. All right, so we'll see what happens here in the next 3 minutes. I'm not in this position, guys. I haven't taken any trades today during this live session. Yeah, it looks like the liquidity here didn't play out. So another reason, see, this is an example why I wouldn't take a trade. Because for one, I'll give you guys a couple of reasons. Weak liquidity. Number two is overall bias is bullish. There's just a lot of different confluences that you can tie into, like why not to take any sells here. If this was like a 1 hour liquidity, then it'd be a little different. Then maybe I would take a trade. But 15 and 10 are not necessarily points of liquidity that I'm really looking to take. So we'll see. I mean, maybe in the future, we'll just stop marking up the lower liquidities. But I think right now, during this time when there's not very much liquidity on the charts, it would be necessary for us to just at least have that on there. So I didn't take a trade there. Hopefully you guys take my advice and can take it, because it just didn't look like a good trade. Mainly because the bias here is bullish. If you guys took any of the bias here that we identified, there was a V1 variation that happened down here. That was a full TP. And there's another high level momentum scalp here that also hit full TP. I didn't take any of the trades, so I'm not going to count any of them. You know, I want to be 100% transparent with you guys. If I'm taking the trade, I'll count it. If I'm not taking it, even though it wins, I'm not going to count a trade. I'm not just going to stack wins there for no reason, right? So I only count the trades that we take here in the live session. If I'm saying that I'm going to take it, we'll count it. If it wins and it still plays through, I'm not going to count it. I'm not here to pad any of my results. Like all the results that we post, guys, are stuff that we actually take, stuff that I feel confident about, and stuff that that you guys should feel confident about taking as well. Because I'm not trying to give you guys any bad trades. Like I'll show you guys trades, but if I don't feel like they're good trades, I'm not going to take them, and I'm also not going to advise that you guys take them as well. But yeah, if you guys know my strategies, you guys can pretty much apply whatever you like. It's just up to preference. Like for me, I don't like taking too many risky trades. I just like taking like 1 or 2 quality trades a day and rinse and repeating every single day after that. Gian, the other trade is running out right now too. Let's see. I'm not taking this trade here, but I just want to show you, Gian. We're just going to follow it. So I think price will be bullish for the next. This is the 1 hour strategy that I've been telling you guys I've been looking at. It's based off momentum strictly. Yep, full TP, Gian. Literally blasted right through. Sisu, do you see that? Sisu, Gian, Maddie, are you here? Maddie's not here today. Yeah, Sisu, CT, where's CT at? CT is not here either. Yeah, one perfect right there. So I've been applying a strategy on the 1 minute, or it's a 1 hour strategy. Basically, at the open of every candle on the 1 hour. I trade off the 1 minute though, so it's based off the 1 hour, but it played out perfect right there. It's a trade that comes up almost every hour. I have a 1 hour trend here. Perfect. Yeah, so I've been applying this strategy. It's pretty cool. It's like a free win basically every hour. It plays out pretty perfect. CC caught it, Natasha took it, Daniel took it. He said, I took it, almost doubled my TP with slippage. Yeah, it played out perfect. Because the thing is, there's always like a lot of volatility on the hour candle open, and I'm basically trading that direction. So I should have taken that one though. I should have taken that, but it's all good. I didn't take it. Hussein's asking if I can show a gist. No, I can't. I'm not planning on teaching that strategy to anybody anytime soon. You know, but in better news, I don't know if you guys here, we're finally getting the ball rolling on the prop firm. So that's gonna be one of the strategies too that I'll be teaching people that are gonna be trading for the prop firm. There's a couple of strategies that I will teach you guys eventually, but there's some strategies that I'm gonna be sticking to only people who are gonna be trading for me, because there's gonna, I obviously have to keep some a little bit under the wraps so that we have specific strategies that we stick to for our prop firm traders. So, yeah, I mean, I'll probably show you guys this like maybe once a day because it's going to happen during a live session at least once, maybe twice. If I see it, because I'm going to follow it too. I'm going to be taking the trade myself. It hasn't been tested enough, Hussein, for me to really show it to you guys. That's one of the main reasons too. It's still in the testing phase. It's an older strategy that I used to apply a long time ago, but I'm pretty much bringing it back with some additions and some adjustments to it. Got a couple of people in the group helping me put it together. So maybe eventually I'll show you guys parts of it, but it's going to be kind of similar to like the liquidity strategy where I'm not going to have a specific video up for it, but I'm going to be applying it every day on these live sessions. There's just some strategies that aren't meant to be taught because there's no set criteria for it. So let me see if there's anything else here for us to look at. It does not look like anything else here is playing out, but the bias here is back to being bullish, it looks like. So looking over here on the short time frame, 1 minute is back to being bullish to some extent. Trend meter is still red, but it's going to be shifting up right now. You can see it's now turning blue, so it's starting to shift up. I'm going to go ahead and edit this and put bullish neutral. Or I'll just put bullish. Rick is asking, are these sessions going to end after you get your prop firm set up? No, Rick, I'm still going to be having these live sessions. So the live sessions are never going to end. Because this is like, it's as beneficial for me as it is for everybody else. It's, this kind of forces me to really be on my toes every day trading. Because if I was trading by myself, I would probably not be as accurate and as consistent as I am with you guys here. Because you guys know how it is when you trade solo. When you guys trade solo, you start to get into your head, your trade psychology kind of screws with you. And it's not a fun game when you're trading by yourself. But when you trade here on these live sessions kind of force me to really become, the best trader that I can be, because I can't be making mistakes on here. So like my analysis is always on point. I'm always analyzing things from different perspectives. So yeah, Rick, you don't have to worry about the live sessions. The live sessions are still going to go on forever because these live sessions are just as beneficial for me as it is for you guys. Like it helps you guys because you guys can just listen to my analysis, take trades off my analysis. But it helps me because it forces me to be very focused and dialed in for my trading. So no need to worry about the live sessions, guys. If anything, the YouTube live sessions might be taken down. So if anything, the YouTube live sessions might not be up anymore. They'll be posted later, so they're not going to be live streamed, but you guys can rewatch the replay later. The Zooms here are not going anywhere though, so just keep that in mind. All right. Let's see. So Edwin is asking, what will be different about your prop firm? So the difference with my prop firm is that, and I don't even think it's going to be my own prop firm. I'm probably just going to partner with somebody who's already running a prop firm because I don't want to go through all the work of, running a prop firm is a lot of work. It's like a whole job. It's the whole reason I got into trading, so I don't have to work. I just trade with you guys in the morning. That's it. But the difference between the prop firm that I'm going to be partnering with or owning or whatever it may be, is that there's going to be different arms to it because the guy that I'm working with, he has his own prop firm now. He's going to be doing account management on his side. So it's going to be like a regular prop firm where people can sign up. That's going to be open to like a lot of whoever wants to do it. That's going to be like a B-book prop firm where anybody can do it. We're going to have another side to it, which is like an A-book prop firm, which is people that I'm mentoring. So I'm basically mentoring people to apply liquidity push, this strategy on the 1 hour, V1 variations, right? You're just going to be applying my strategies so that I basically guarantee that you're going to be profitable and you're going to win because your success is going to be based off how much money I'm going to make. So I want all you guys to be very profitable trading on my side of the prop firm, which is the A-book. You guys will have the best spreads, best execution, best everything because you guys will be trading my money. So for that side of the prop firm and for that side, you're going to have to apply for that or you're going to have to be invited. You can't just sign up for the prop firm. If I like you and we work well together, then I'll let you trade on my side. And I'm going to be personally mentoring everybody every day. So like basically like these one-on-one mentorships and these live sessions, we'll probably get off the live session and I'll go straight into mentoring right after to make sure that you guys are 100%. Because the better that you guys are at trading, the more money we're all going to make. So we'll have different arms to the prop firm. One side is going to be basically my traders, where I'm going to train you guys specifically, and you guys are going to be like directly under my wing to make sure that you guys are being as profitable as possible. The more money you make, the more money I make. The other side will probably be like a regular prop firm like FCMO. And then the other side will probably be like an account management side where you can invest with these systems that the other person has. So it's just a lot of things, a lot of different things here. But yeah, I mean, it's just a little hint there, guys, like what's going to happen. There's no specifics, like there's no for sure that this is going to play out. So just don't get too excited, guys. If anything, it's going to come out and you guys probably won't even know about it, because only the people who are going to be in it are people that I'm working with. So yeah, don't get too excited, guys. And I think that the main way that you guys can show me that you guys are going to be qualified to be trading with me is that you guys are able to follow directions and apply the strategies and be profitable. So if you guys are posting profits every day, like for example, here, Natasha, she posted some profits here. She made 716 for the day. Great work, Natasha, right? She did pretty solid right there. Barack over here, Barack's currently at 4,602. If you guys are showing me that you guys are consistent applying my strategies, then you're getting added to the list, right? I have a list that's already going of who's going to be invited to trade for me, right? Barack over here is at 3,300. Someone like Kenny over here, Kenny's currently at 4,250 for the day, applying strategies based off my analysis. Like if you can show me that you can follow directions and you guys are actually profitable, then, obviously it shows me that you guys are actually following directions. I think the main thing is really following directions. And that's what I mean about being able to work with me. Because if you guys don't follow directions and don't listen to me, we're not going to mesh, right? You can't trade for me because you're just going to keep doing your own thing. But if you guys can show here that you're profitable every day, like Vincent over here, 335, you guys know who's profitable every day because I post a video every day. If you guys ever watch, or if you guys follow the group, you guys know that every day I post the results, right? And you guys will see who's profiting every day. So if you look on these results here, you'll see who is profiting, right? Because I'm literally reading everybody's profits every day. The people who are profiting every day are going to get invited to my firm because we're all going to make money together. And I'm going to make sure that you guys are just even better than what you're doing now. So, I think the best way to improve your odds of being chosen is to really just be consistent and post your profits every day, whether it be wins or losses. I don't care if you guys lose trades as long as you guys are following strategies. So yeah, here's Dave over here. Dave locked in some more profits, his 3 accounts, locked in 468 on his first account right here. Here's Dave's second account, 420. And here's Dave's third account, total profit of 489 for the day. Nice work, Dave. All wins. So we took buys right there. It looks like he took the V1 variation earlier and then possibly the high level momentum scalp. There's no other entries available right now. Price is pretty much just going sideways. At the moment, there's a new higher high right there. We'll see where this ends up going. Gotcha. Okay. Yes. And Natasha took her last trade was from the 1 hour. Gotcha. I mean, you can do whatever you want, Natasha. Natasha's asking. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be on the live session, feel free. If you don't want to be on the live session, you kind of want to do your own thing, applying my strategies, you can do that as well. So it's just really up to preference, Natasha. Just got to make sure you have the indicators though. Because if you don't have the indicators, you can't really follow it, right? All right, so there is Nothing going on right here. I mean, price is pretty much going sideways. Next area of liquidity is down here. It's a 10-minute liquidity, weak liquidity, so not necessarily one I preferably want to take. There's no high level momentum scalps right now. There's another area right here. Yeah. All right, solid. Yeah, no, exactly. Kenneth said I can only imagine people complain about favoritism. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, Kenneth. The thing with the people I select, guys, I'm not going to be selecting based off favoritism. I'm going to be selecting based off who can make me money, right? Because this is the problem. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to make, well, I'm here to make friends, and I'm not here solely to make friends with people. I'm here to make money. So whoever is like most profitable using my strategies, they're going to be chosen. So, yeah, I don't think really like, favoritism is going to have a play in here, but we got to mesh together because I can't mentor somebody who doesn't listen. So, yeah, no, it's Rick said, you mean everyone doesn't get a trophy? I know, right? I mean, the more profitable you are, the higher that you're going to be on the list to be chosen. Because we're gonna have to take this kind of slow, right? Because like the thing is, a lot of money is going to have to go into this prop firm, especially for me trading my funds and whatnot. Let's see. Brian said that's a semi-bad idea, Sean, because then you put your strategy on display and the market makers know of you. So yeah, that's the thing, Brian. I'm not putting it out in the open. That's why we're having different arms at the prop firm. Like the side where people are just applying my strategies, it's going to be like closed off to people who are in here. Like the people who are joining the regular prop firm are not going to know about that side. It's just people who are part of this community. Because like I mentioned, I'm probably not going to be live streaming on YouTube anymore. The stream will be posted as a replay, but it's not going to be a live stream anymore. So people can't necessarily just copy what I'm doing, how we are doing now, unless you guys are on the Zoom. If you guys are on the Zoom, nothing's going to change. I'm still going to be trading live with you guys every day. But yeah, no, I do see your concern, Brian, and I do agree with you. I don't want people to like be knowing my strategies, of course, not the whole world. It's good to have like a few guys here knowing what I'm doing, but not necessarily the entire trading world. All right, so there's no other entries here available right now, guys. There's a higher high here, but the candle already broken close below with no sell signal, so there's no entry here for a high level momentum scalp. Looking over here at the liquidity, next level of liquidity is down here. Price is a bit far from it, so it's not really too close. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for more entries here, but I just don't necessarily see anything at the moment. Oh gosh, okay, never mind, Natasha. I just saw your message right now. You said pay attention to the sessions. No, you don't. I thought you meant the session, like the live session. But yeah, no, you don't. It's all good. All right, it's more profits over here from Kevin. Here's Kevin's profits for the day. He's currently at 9,488 for the day, all wins. So nice work right there, Kevin. Great profits right there. We've got Brock over here, total profit of 4,356. Nice work right here, Brock. He had one loss, but he made it right back on the next trade. So solid work right there, Brock. We have Kenneth over here. Here's his first account, total profit of 230. He took the high level momentum scalp to go for a partial profit, pulled out early, still made profit on it. That's all that matters. And then his second account over here, total profit of 232 for the day, all wins. So nice work right there, Kenneth. All right, still looking for something here to happen. There's not really much going on. I mean, the range here is getting tighter and tighter, as you guys can see. Yeah, there's not really too much going on. Price is pretty much just ranging right here down the middle. It's just a little bit of a mess, right? Not really too much going on over here. Price just going sideways as we continue to move along. I'll go ahead and mark up the higher high right here. I'll just mark up these different zones right here so that you guys can see the market structure. It's easier to see here on the clean chart. All right, so as you guys can see, there's a higher, so this is the bigger range from up here and down here. This is a smaller range where price is currently at, right down the middle. It's ranging down the middle right here. One thing to look out for is if price continues to push up higher, target price point is going to be opening price, which is this blue line right here. This is NYSE open price. So yeah, something like that. This is where, I mean, you might see price push up. So if price does push it further, that's target price point. If not, price will probably just keep going sideways right here down the middle. Barack said, yeah, it'd be super awesome to be part of the K2 prop firm, as in a prop firm with a provision for uniform strategies and tools to use, and even trading group and group trading. Yeah, no, exactly. See, Barack, that's, I mean, that's the main goal, guys. Cause like, for example, like everybody has a prop firm now. You guys have seen how a lot of these prop firms operate. Like everybody, like if you follow anybody on social media, everybody has their own prop firm now. You know, prop firms are actually not that hard to start up. From what I've heard, I've met with a couple different prop firm owners. They're not that hard to start up. Like it's literally just signing up for a website and then marketing. Like the prop firm business is all marketing. A lot of them don't care if people pass, but that's why I'm doing things differently. I actually want people to pass because I want to make majority of my profit from people actually winning. Because the thing with the prop firm business is that it can only last so long, right? It can only last until people fail so many challenges. But if you actually build a model where people are actually passing and people are all consistent and everybody's winning, then it's beneficial for everybody. So, you know, I'm always looking for longevity. You guys have, if you guys have been part of the group for a long time, you guys know that we've withstood a lot in the trading space. If you guys have been following other traders in the past, there's a lot of traders who come and go, but we've been here for, you know, for forever. And we've been doing it consistently pretty much all throughout the years. Yeah, exactly. Rick said he wouldn't want to start a prop firm. He would want to trade and have time for other things. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for too. That's why I'm not necessarily looking to start my own prop firm, guys. I'm just looking to partner with a prop firm that's already up and running, so that I don't have to go through all that work. I just want to bring my team over to them, and then we trade with them, and then we run it as our own prop firm. So, guys, just to keep that in mind. I'm still trying to do as minimal work as possible. I'm not necessarily trying to like do extra work. So let's see if there's anything else here that I'm looking at. All right, yeah. So if there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, there's just not really much. It's not really much going on. There's no entries for us to take here. I mean, there hasn't been any entries this whole time. Price has been going sideways for the past, you know, how many minutes now? 20 minutes. There's nothing that's happened in the past 20 minutes. So let's see. So Hussein said, so while trading live, we will not discuss prop stuff, but focus on. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. Hussein, why would I do that? So Hussein's asking, so while we're trading live, we're not going to talk about prop firm stuff, right? We're just going to be trading. Exactly. You need to be focused when you're trading, Hussein. You can't be talking about other stuff. I think you kind of answered your own question. If that was the case, we wouldn't be trading. We would just be talking about other stuff. But yeah, no. I just found it funny that you asked that question. Yeah, of course we're going to focus on trading. The prop firm is based off the trading, Hussein, so it has to be like, if we're not focused on trading, the people who are trading in the firm are not going to make money, right? So we got to focus on trading. Trading always comes first. The prop stuff is just extra. It's not something that like things aren't, there's no focus going on that specifically. Trading always comes first because if people aren't trading, they're not going to make money from the prop firm. So trading is always going to be number one. Yeah, Natasha, no. Everything's staying the same, guys. I don't know why, like, okay, so Natasha's asking, will you still trade at the people that are going to get picked for the prop firm? Yeah, so guys, I'm just gonna stop talking about this stuff because all you guys are getting confused for no reason. I said this from the beginning, nothing's gonna change, everything's the same. There's just another aspect that's gonna be added to it. All the stuff with the people who are trading for the firm is gonna happen outside the live session. So I'm just not gonna talk about this stuff anymore, guys, because everyone's getting confused for no reason. Nothing's changing, everything's gonna be exactly the same. I'm just doing more work. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing more work outside the live session. All right, so we're not gonna talk about this stuff anymore. Back to the charts. There's nothing going on, but nothing's changing. Everything's literally going to be the same. Yeah, back to the charts. Anyways, there's nothing here to take, guys. So I know we're kind of going off topic. Sorry for doing that, but there's I always want to share things with you guys. Like whenever I have things coming up, I want to share things with you guys so that you guys are in the loop. But nothing's changing. You know, the trading that we're doing here is going to be the same. Live sessions are going to happen every day, same time every day. You guys are going to have access to the strategies, the indicators. It's just I'm going to be doing more work. So, I mean, I'm already doing more work. You guys see I'm doing like these one-on-one mentoring sessions. I typically don't like to do mentoring sessions. I personally don't even like mentoring, but I still do it because I want to make sure that you guys are on point. So, yeah. I mean, we're going to summer, so the summer season is going to be a little bit slower, but it doesn't really make a difference because we're still going to be on the same schedule, 6:30 to 8 live sessions, basically focusing on these liquidity pushes. So I'll put up a poll maybe later this week, guys. I'll see what you guys want to focus on. I know some of you guys still like the high level momentum scalps, and that's the reason why I haven't really taken them off yet. But I'll ask whether you guys want me to focus on liquidity pushes or if you guys want me to focus on. Well, liquidity is not going to go anywhere. This is going to be like probably the main staple for us every morning, at least the opening liquidity. And then we'll either have to stick with the high level momentum scalp, or we'll probably swap it out with one more strategy. I just want to stick to 2 strategies per live session because I don't want you guys to be confused. Like if I'm applying more than 2 strategies, then you guys are going to get confused. So liquidity is not going anywhere. That's going to be number 1. And then we're either going to stick with the high level momentum scalp, or we're going to swap it out with the SR rejection scalp, or we're going to swap that out with the V1 variation. I think a lot of you guys are going to choose a V1 variation though. So I'll put a poll out and we'll see which strategies you guys want to focus on. And we'll just stick to that. We don't need to complicate things. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple with whatever's profitable and whatever you guys like to apply. But from what I've seen, everybody likes the liquidity push, including myself, and the V1 variations because they go hand in hand with each other. They kind of both tie in with the strategy. The high level momentum scalp kind of does, but it's only when price is moving directional. So I'll put the criteria here for the high level momentum scalp. This strategy is good when price is moving directional. Like, so for example, if price just continues to push up, great, right? Because whenever price pulls down and pushes up, it's easy to take these entries. However, the market hasn't been doing that lately. We're going to summer, so it's going to be a little more difficult to find these directional pushes. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, Rick said, I like that you are an open and transparent person. Yeah, I'm pretty open, guys. I pretty much tell you guys everything that's going on in my life and with trading. I don't necessarily hide anything from you guys. If I find a new strategy, like for example, I've been applying this 1-hour strategy. I didn't hide it from you guys. I could have just not told anybody, but I like sharing stuff with you guys because I think that this stuff is just as exciting for me as it is for you guys. Like Natasha saw me applying this and she doesn't even know the strategy. She's kind of trying to figure out what I'm doing and she's locking in profits, right? Like Natasha has probably no idea what she's doing, but she's doing it just by watching my live sessions. and she's locking in like some crazy profits right here. 2,800 yesterday, 2,000 yesterday, 1,200 yesterday. She's been on fire applying the strategy that I haven't even taught you guys. So yeah, no, definitely, guys. I'm always going to try to do my best to make sure that everybody's finding ways to make profit in the market. There's so many ways to make profit in the market. You don't have to just trade one way, but it's best to focus on one way and mastering it. And Natasha said, "Yeah, I don't know the strategy. I'm guessing." Yeah, she's guessing, but she kind of has an idea. Let's see. C-Soup said, "I'm calling it. Still a bit tired. Thanks, Sean. Hope you guys have an incredible weekend and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there." So yeah, guys, just a heads up. This is Father's Day weekend, and Monday is going to be Juneteenth. So if you guys are not in the US, you guys are probably not familiar with Juneteenth. Juneteenth is a federal holiday, so the markets will be closed. I just want to give you guys a heads up. Before then, don't trade on Juneteenth. Not really blown, but I violated a couple FTMO accounts last year because I trade on Juneteenth. I didn't realize Juneteenth was a bank holiday. You guys can see right here on Monday, bank holiday for the US. So if you trade US30 on Monday and the market's closed, the market's going to be open pre-market. But once it gets closer to market open, I think it closed at 8 or 9. If you're holding on to a position, you're going to violate because it's going to be considered a weekend hold unless you're on a swing account. So my recommendation is just don't trade on Monday. I traded last Monday and I didn't blow the account, but I violated it and they took away my FTMO funded accounts. So just a heads up, I don't want you guys to like lose your account due to a technicality like I have. This happened to me twice. I lost it a year before that, trading on MLK Day. And then I lost it again on this day, unfortunately. For my excuse, this became a bank holiday last year. So I didn't know that it was going to be a bank holiday. And then it's just don't trade, guys. I'm gonna tell you guys that don't trade on the holiday because it doesn't matter if you think you're going to get out of the position, because what happened was price pushed in a direction and then it went sideways for a bit and I was stuck in the position and then market closed like right here. And I was like, okay, market's going to open like in an hour. I waited and waited and waited. Market didn't open for the rest of the New York session. So I got a message from FTMO and they're like, oh, you violated. I was like, okay. And I lost my account. Given that I did pass another one after and I just got right back into it, it's not a good feeling when you lose an account due to a technicality. All right, price is pushing back up, guys. As you guys can see, the target price point is going to be opening price, like I mentioned before. I probably look for that break and retest right here. You can see price broke and closed past it. Look for that retest, continuation, confirmation right there. Let me scroll up. All right, here's Martha's profits for the day. Martha is currently up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so Martha looks like she's up about like close to 1,000, if not more, for the day. So nice work right here, Martha. Good consistency. You had one loss over here and then one smaller loss over here, but looks like it rounds up to profit for the day. So great work right here, Martha, with your trades for the day so far. Here's C-Souk for the day. C-Souk's first account, total profit of 4,065 for the day, all wins. Here is C-Souk's second account, total profit of 1,250 for the day, all wins as well. And here is C-Souk's third account, total profit of 2,050 for the day, all wins here. So nice work, C-Souk. Solid wins right there. And there's not really too much going on, guys. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I just don't have anything to look at right now. I'm looking for buys here, but there's just nothing that's coming up right now specifically that meets my criteria. The break and retest happened right there. We'll see if price pushes back up. If it does, target price point is going to be opening price. So something to look out for there if you guys are looking to take that buy. It's break and retest right there. Just got to confirm whether it goes through or not. CJ said Natasha got intel like the FBI agent on her phone, right? Yeah, Martha said that's the 1 hour strategy she's testing too. Yeah, I think so I saw the thing that you posted, Martha. It looks like the loss you had is probably at 6 o'clock, right? So I didn't see that one as well. There's only one loss, I think. The one at 7 o'clock hit, and I think probably gonna be another one over here at 8. Okay, gotcha. It was a momentum scalp from yesterday. Gotcha. Makes sense. All right, guys. So if you look over here on the liquidity chart, it doesn't look like price is going to come down anytime soon. Next area of liquidity is going to be down here, but it does not look like it's going to get hit anytime soon. So sideways moving right there. Let's see. Brian said they said CNBC is going to run Forex out of CBDC. What's CBDC? Brian, did you say CNBC? Let me check. Sorry, I'm just curious like where you got that from. Yeah, I just saw your message, Brian. Well, if that's the case, then so be it. Yeah, because we're not trading Forex anymore. We're trading US30, so or YM, so it's not really a big deal. We're trading futures now, mainly. So it wouldn't make a big difference for us, but yeah, I don't know. The thing with Forex, guys, is I mean, Forex still works. Don't get me wrong. You can still make money trading Forex, but I feel like it's just not the volatility is so slow, especially during the summer. The summer like Forex is like impossible to trade. Like I trade on USD usually when I'm trading Forex, and the volatility here is just super dead. See if there's any entries here that I would have taken. Been a loss. Yeah, I just don't see anything here that necessarily works in my favor as much, but we'll see. Yeah, see, Brian said, okay, gotcha. So I had a feeling it was not CNBC. So Brian said central bank digital currency is going to run Forex out of the business by 2026. Yeah, I mean, possibly. I think that's way too early. I think that's like, it's just, so 2026, that's in like 3 years, right? I don't think Forex is going to disappear in like 3 years. I mean, there's a lot of these countries who are like banking on like certain currencies, like I forgot what it's called, like BRICS or something like that. BRICS, they're making their own, or they're either making their own currency or they're changing to the yuan or something. I don't know, or whatever's going on with them. But if anything, the Forex market won't necessarily disappear. It's just a certain, like the random currencies are going to disappear. Like you're not going to see like the ZAR on there anymore, or the Russian ruble, right? You're going to see like Euro USD, or you're going to see like only the big currencies that are going to be trading. So, well, I don't even know. Yeah, so Barack over here said CBDC is really being killed off by many countries by BRICS. So I don't even know what you guys are talking about personally. I don't know if central bank digital currency, if that's cryptos, or if you're even talking about what I'm talking about. So I might be wrong. I can't say for sure. But if you're talking about cryptos, then that's for sure not going to happen. Crypto is no way going to take over like fiat currency. So I don't know. I can see like BRICS, like, you know, there's going to be a focus on like main currencies, like the US dollar, euro, just whatever's like main currencies. But if you guys are talking about cryptos like taking over fiat, that's like, I can't see that happening for like another 200 years. Fiat will never leave. It's impossible. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So Brian said that's what people are afraid of, the limiting of pairs. Yeah, I can see that. But I think it wouldn't really matter too much, Brian, because a lot of people don't even trade those smaller currencies. Like, I don't know anybody who trades I mean, I see people who trade the ZAR, but it's only like a small group of people, like people who are located in like South Africa and stuff. Those are the only people that trade the ZAR. People who trade like the Mexican peso, nobody really trades that. The spread's too wide. It's like impossible to trade. I mean, you guys can look up any currency here. So if you go to currency, what's currency at? Forex. There's like some of the randomest currencies here that like NOK. Bro, what NOK is, NOC, NOK, whatever the NOK is. I don't see anybody ever trade this. Even the Saigon dollar, nobody trades that. I used to trade it before. I used to trade US Saigon dollar. So this is something that might be big, like the Chinese yuan versus the US dollar. That's probably be a big currency to trade. There's a lot of currencies here that I've never seen anybody trade. So if those disappear, I don't think it's gonna make a difference because nobody was trading them to begin with. Like the Romanian leu, I've never even seen this currency before, like being traded. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna make a big impact, Brian. I think it'll happen. Yeah, eventually it'll happen. The smaller currencies will just fall off, but I don't think it'll make a difference because people don't trade them because the spreads are too wide. If you've ever tried it, if you guys have ever tried to trade something like NOK, like I've tried to trade a lot of these smaller currencies. If you trade them, like I'll just pull it up real quick. Let me go to a random currency, like euro versus the Romanian leu, right? The spread here is like 50 pips. That's crazy, right? It's impossible for you to make any profit trading this because you have to move like a crazy amount. So see how this currency is moving? If you measure this doesn't even cover the spread. The spread is 50. So this is your spread if you're trading a currency like this. It's impossible. You have to hold on to this trade for like a whole week or like maybe even a year for you to make any decent profit. So that's a spread right now at 50. So yeah, Brian, I could see these smaller currencies getting knocked off because it doesn't matter. Nobody trades them anyways. But I mean, the spread is insane. You guys can see that. It's like not even worth trading. T12 said it's not really true. I'm from the Netherlands. I know a lot of people trading NOK, peso, and the ZAR. Okay, but you compare how many people trade NOK, peso, and the ZAR compared to your USD and GBP USD and GJ, right? It's like 1 to a million. Like you're not going to find that many people trading those kind of currencies. And if they are trading those currencies, they're either doing arbitrage. They're like trading off and I'm sure you guys have heard of arbitrage. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing, T12. And I don't blame them for that because I would do the same thing if I could find a broker that could work like that. If you guys have ever seen arbitrage, what people do is they'll use a broker to find something like NOK, like the Norwegian krone, that's like very low in, that's not very highly traded. They'll find a broker where the price is different from another broker. And what they do is they just arbitrage. They'll buy NOK, ZAR, and then they'll sell it on another broker where it's worth more. So they're just kind of like making these small transactions and they make money in between because they're just like, they're basically flipping it. They're going to like a broker and they're getting it for a higher price and then selling it or they're buying it at a lower price and then they're selling it at a higher price at another broker. That's how I see a lot of people trade those smaller currencies. But there's only so many people that do that because once they get caught doing that, the brokers stop trading with them. You guys have seen that. That's why the company Funding Talent went out of business. You guys remember the funding company called Funding Talent? People were arbitraging the ZAR because they would found little inconsistencies, and then that made that company go out of business because they couldn't pay anybody out. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like a lot of these like little secrets and little things. I've been in the trading game for a long time, so I know a lot of people do like the little shady things that people do to make money in the market. A lot of that stuff gets cut off at some point. So yeah, I agree with you, T12. There's certain people who trade it, but people who really trade it, like normally, there's only so many people that actually trade it consistent, like day trading. If they're trading it, it's either long-term trade or they're doing arbitrage. Like they're holding a trade for like swing trades for like upwards to months, if not years. You're not going to make much profit on it unless the because you got to cover the spread, plus you got to get the orders filled. If you guys have ever tried to trade something like ZAR and you try to trade like a 10 lot or something, the order doesn't get filled right away because there's not so many people trading it. The liquidity is just way too low. Here, let's see. Yeah, Brian said, yeah, those seem to be niche currencies where people are located in that currency, origin trades it. Yeah, either people who are located in that currency trade it, or they do arbitrage, like I mentioned. I mean, you guys can do arbitrage in real life. Like, you guys can go to like a country, like say you're here in the US, or say you're like in Mexico, and then you buy actual like Mexican pesos, like real currency, and then you come to the US, and then when it goes up, you just sell it for more. It's like the arbitrage for that makes more sense. But online trading is like different because you have a spread, and the spread is usually pretty wide. All right, guys, it's 7:45 right now. There's not really anything going on in the market. As you guys can see, price is literally just going sideways. Here's the clean chart. Price never came up for that retest over here. It's just pulling back into this area down below. So I've drawn up multiple zones over here. And there's just not really much going on. So I'll go ahead and just, I guess, delete this zone right here. Or I'll leave it up and I'll just draw these other zones as well. So I just drew up a bunch of zones here, and there's just nothing going on. You guys can see that the consolidation is really happening right here, and consolidation is also happening right here. If I deleted these, you guys can see that this consolidation here is not really doing too much. It's just going back and forth between these two areas right here, these two zones. So guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap this up for the week. We had a pretty great week so far. I think we had one loss on Monday. Did we have a loss this Monday? But other than that, we had straight wins. So, you know, yeah, I had one loss right here on Monday, but I made it right back. So I had one loss over here applying the the liquidity push. I got in a little too early, took a loss right there, but then I made it right back. So first loss we've had in a long time doing this. Other than that, we just have, pretty much straight wins. We had one loss on Monday. I made it back, but I'm not going to count the win. I'm only going to count the loss. So I'll count the loss over there for Monday. Tuesday, we had a full TP off the SR rejection scalp, and we also had a full TP over here off the liquidity push. So made up for that loss on Monday on Tuesday, and then 14th, Wednesday, we had full TP on the liquidity push again, full TP on the following liquidity push, and then yesterday we had another win as well, right there, for the liquidity push. So that's pretty much it, guys. If there's any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Question from Hussein, he's asking if we're going to have a mentoring session on Monday. Yes, I believe so. Let me check the calendar. I don't think. Yeah, we will have the mentoring session on Monday. So no live session on Monday, but we will have the mentoring session. Just, heads up, guys. We're back on normal schedule, so we will have that mentoring session, and then I have I believe a one-on-one session with Daniel on Tuesday. So again, guys, if you guys have access to the indicators and you guys want to set up a one-on-one mentoring session with me, just reach out and we'll set it up. I don't know how long I'll be doing these mentoring sessions for, but if you guys have reached out to me and asked about it already, I can make accommodations. It's not a big deal. I'll make time for you guys. So, all right, let me see if there's anything else here for me to look at. I'll just do one more analysis here. I don't think there's really too much for us to for me personally, guys, it's Friday, so I would just wrap it up. I don't think there's any need to take any unnecessary risk right now. Market's pretty much ranging back and forth. There's no direction. Overall bias here is still bullish from what I remember. So let's just take a look. I'm going to do a full analysis of the overall bias, and then from there, you guys can decide whether you want to keep trading or not. For me personally, I would just call it a day. But let's start off with the retail sentiment. So looking over here at retail sentiment, it is currently 69% short. This indicates that 69% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. So we want to look for buys here long term. Looking over here at the fundamentals are pretty much right down the middle at 26 points. So it's pretty much neutral right now. No bias with regard to fundamentals. Lastly, looking over here at retail sentiment, not retail sentiment, technicals. The technical bias over here for the short-term timeframes are currently bearish neutral. You can see over here on the 1 minute and 5 minute prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. Here on the 10-minute price is kind of going sideways right now, not necessarily going up or down, it's more so going sideways. And over here on the higher time frames, it's currently bullish. You can see here on the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frames, price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. This indicates that price is in a bullish bias. So looking at this over here, short-term technical is bearish neutral. Long-term bias is bullish. Fundamental bias is flat neutral. Retail sentiment is currently bullish. So with that said, you can see that there's a mixed bias right here. So you can't really determine which direction to trade in because they're pretty mixed. Long-term bias is bullish. So I think price will correct back up. Might not happen today, might happen, in a couple of days. But fundamentals here in short term are pretty much bearish neutral. So not really much to move with there. There was a V1 over here that Vince identified. Nice work, Vince. V1 variation right here. Double body rejection. And it looks like it went straight to TP. Yeah, so you guys caught that. Looks like Vince identified it, didn't catch it, but he did identify it. Maria here actually did catch it, and she hit her full TP. So nice work right there, Maria. Hey, David, how's it going? Yeah, no, it's good to see you here, David. Hey, Sean, been away due to my new job. I'll be back next week. Yeah, it's good to hear from you. Glad to see that you're back here. It's all right, guys. I know life gets in the way sometimes, but I'll still be here every day. So it doesn't matter if you guys take a break or if you guys get kind of caught up with stuff, caught up with life. Come back, come back whenever you want. I'll be here trading with you guys every morning. Nice. Maddie caught the V1 variation right there. Brock caught it as well. So great work, guys. If you guys have more profit to post up, feel free to send them in, and then we'll add them to the list over here. Here's Maria's profits for the day. She's currently up 607 for the day. Nice work, Maria. Looks like since the last time we talked, you've found a lot of consistency. So I'm glad to see that right here. You're picking right back up with your moves, and you're doing very well. So great work right here, Maria. She took the V1 variation, full TP, total profit of 607 for the day. Sometimes it just takes a small talk with me, like Maria here and a couple other people. They weren't doing so great, and then they had a small talk with me and they're doing great now. So if you guys just need someone to talk to get you back on your trading game, just send me a message. I might take a while to respond because I'm busy, but I will respond. I respond to everybody's message. So it doesn't matter how busy I get, I'll get to your message eventually. Let's see, other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, no, I think that's it, guys. So it's getting close to 8 o'clock. It's 7:50 right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up. So if you guys want to contact me, feel free to email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. You guys can also message me on Telegram. Telegram is probably going to be the fastest way to get in touch with me. Here's one more prop here from Maddie. Maddie's currently up 295 on his first account and up 740 on the second account. Nice work right there, Maddie. So, all right, guys. We're going to wrap this up. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to the strategy, just go to our website, KodiKaiTrades.com, click on unlock your free access. That'll give access to the course over here. And you can pretty much learn every strategy I've taught to everybody here in the group for the past, 7 years now. So, all right, guys, other than that, have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, and happy Juneteenth to everybody out there celebrating on Monday. If there's any questions, reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys back here on Monday for the mentoring session, and back on Tuesday for the next live trading session. So, all right, guys.